Hello, Comic Con. It's John Lanning, YPMS for Crook. Well, we survived, and the dust has settled. It's been about a little over 2 weeks, close to that. So, okay, get a chance to kind of recuperate and catch your breath and take a look at the damages done and all that. And well, everything went out pretty good. I like to thank the staff of Comic Con. Everything went damn good. Not we had people check on us, make sure we had everything. There are some issues, but it's just something to be taken care of at a later date. Nothing major, nothing having to do with anything with the employees there. The volunteers were great individuals, and I've got no real complaints concerning anything about that. And again, we're looking forward to doing this again next year. Um, Speaking about next year, um, let me just do something a little bit selfish here. This is what I'm working on right now. Okay. This right here is a 72nd scale Hawker Hunter. Using this kit right here. The reason I'm doing this is because, well, I'll be working on this, and next year when we do our display, hopefully this will be there, completed though, and not in this condition. Still got about another 60 parts to go, I guess. Anyway, that's what I'm working on. Plus, I have other plans, possibly a Greek Apache. I've got the kit and I got the decals. I'll be working on that later. And probably some other stuff as well, as soon as I make up my mind on what the hell I'm going to build later on. Now, so now we're going to deal with the good, the bad, and the future. The good, as I said, Comic Con staff was just great. Everything just turned out perfectly with them. We had no issues with that. Everything just went swimmingly. It's pretty good. We had 14 modelers total, 35 models total. Step up from last year. I think last year we had some like 31, 32 models and 12 modelers. So yeah, we're starting to climb up the ladder a little bit, which is good, And I'm encouraging more people to get involved in stuff like that. Now the bad, and we're not talking about something completely negative here, but the thing about it is that um, we didn't have a lot of junior. We had one junior in the contest. One. Last year we had two. I like to encourage more juniors to bring the stuff out. Parents, if you got kids that like to work on models or just build anything, it can be scratch build, it doesn't matter. It doesn't necessarily need to be a model kit. If you got some kids and you guys are going to attend Comic Con next year, have your kid enter in a contest. All the juniors are guaranteed to go home with something. Okay, even if they don't place, they'll be going home. I had a huge vat full of model kits I brought with me. And it kind of sucks to have to bring them all back home minus one model kit because that was the participation that we got. Of course, we had to bring back some awards here too because, we can't award all three awards to just one person, and that's in the rules. So I'd like to see more participation. I like to see more participation throughout. And I'm always going to say this every damn year. As long as we keep climbing up the ladder, get more people involved, get more models in the contest, get more modelers involved in it, competing, great, But I'm always going to say it every year. We'd like to get more modelers. We want to get more models when we start expanding on the tables. I don't know if anybody's heard of this venue called Wonderfest, which is in, I believe, Kentucky every year, but they have a huge model convention. I think, if I remember correctly, they said they had over 1,000 models. Now, we're not shooting for that. But I would like to get something to where the model contest is something that people look forward to every year, as part of everything else like the wrestling, the cosplaying especially. Also the actors and the actresses that show up for photo ops and the vendors and all that stuff. So I like to try to get the stuff expanded, and that's the future right there. Okay, the future is I like to try and grow this contest even more. Now, down the road, and this pertains to the number of modelers we have. Now let's get this straight. The way we award the awards is not the number of models, but the number of modelers. Now there's a rule specific basically stating that there's a no sweeps rule. What does no sweeps mean? It means that one person regardless how many models they put in that category, that one person is only going to get one award. And the way we do that is, of course, if the individual brings in 4 Gundams, well, we look at the 4 Gundams, we judge which one's the best, and then we put that in competition with the other modelers. And, you know, if you got another guy that brings in 2, do the same thing, look at them both, the best one in competition, and we work it down that way. So the way the awards will be going is by number of modelers, and that's how the categories is going to be going. Because in the future, I'd like to be able to start splitting categories. And what does that mean? More awards. Gundams, we had 4 Gundam modelers. Now, of course, they're in Category B, which is also with, you know, figures. Superhero figures, sci-fi figures, stuff like that. We had 4 Gundam modelers. Okay, so technically, that was enough to start another category. But unfortunately, we only had 1 figure modeler. And, well, we can't have a single individual in a single category because it stinks giving away 1 award when you got 3 set aside. So, and we will be reevaluating this every year. If we get more participation in a certain direction, and if we get enough to where we could split the categories, we will do that. We had 3 cosplaying entries. The Warehouse 13 pistol, the Lawgiver from Judge Dredd, and the Gimli axe and shield. Now, and here's another thing here too. The axe and shield and the Lawgiver was done by the same individual. However, the axe and shield was also done with a second person involved. And the way we treat that is that that's 2 different entries, because one entry is a single person and then the other entry is 2 people. So we will enter that as a separate category, separate entry. Sorry about that. So technically, we had 3 cosplay. Now, if we had another entry in dioramas, or, you know, Category C, dioramas, etc., we could in the future split off cosplay. And that's another thing to look at. And again, as next year, we will have the same categories, because we feel that we don't have enough participation to be able to split, because I like to have participation in both ways. So if we're going to split figures and Gundams, I like to have at least 3 people doing figures and at least 3 people doing Gundams. So, and I understand Gundams are rather popular in this area, so I don't see where the problem is with splitting that off, because I think we're going to have the participation. But if we have more figure modelers coming in, then we can actually do that without a problem. However, next year, the categories will stay the same. Also, you know, this year we had 2 themes in this, just because there are 2 special anniversaries this year. The 50th anniversary of the moon landings, which is this month. As a matter of fact, it's only about 2 weeks away, less than 2 weeks away. It is the 8th that took place on the 20th. So yeah, 12 days away. And then we had the D-Day landings back in June, June 5th and 6th. 75th anniversary of that. So we decided that we were going to go ahead and use those as theme awards, since they're very important anniversaries. You know, the moon landings, I mean, the very important thing that we did land on the moon, or as the other people like to call it, NASA's best television program. Anyway, that was the reason why we went that way with the themes. Now next year, depending on what the anniversary, if there's an anniversary, maybe, or we might just stick with the regular theme. And of course, you know, we'll talk about whether we'll just, you know, go back to giving a plaque for the theme award, or go back, you know, do a model. But we'll be rehashing that, and sometime around the beginning of next year, then we'll start putting out information about what we're planning to do for the model contest. Now, anyway, the winners of the contest have been posted. They're on the Fort Crook IPMS Facebook page, our public page. We posted a link to Comic-Con's comment section, because they don't, you know, they only allow us to put on 1 photograph. And the photograph I did put on is for the popular vote and the Jizz Grant winner, which was the Dragon Horse Armor. Anyway, if you want to see the pictures, and they are in order, with, you know, 3rd to 1st in each category, and of course there's 4 special awards. The pictures are posted on Fort Crook IPMS Facebook page. Um, and the 4 main award winners, to let you know, the winner of the Space, the Beginning, and Beyond was the Darth Vader TIE Fighter. The winner of the D-Day award was the M36 Jackson Tank Destroyer. And as I mentioned earlier on, the winner of the popular vote, or as I like to call it, is not my fault vote. And of course, the judges' grant, which means I will get the blame for that one. Well, we agreed, so I don't think there's going to be any problems with that. But it was the Dragon Force armor. Now, with the popular vote, it was pretty close. It wasn't as close as last year. Last year it was separated by only 2 votes. This year it was separated by 8. So it was a pretty close contest. To me, if it's within 10 points of each other, it's pretty close. And that's what I like about the popular vote. Votes like that, because instead of having one overriding winner, which basically runs roughshod over everything else, it looks like there's several different projects that people liked. So, and it shows a lot of uh, a lot of a lot of different thoughts of which one's the better one. So anyway, just to throw out a couple other things as well. IPMS Fort Crook, we have our own yearly contest. It's called OmaCon, not OkamaCon, OmaCon, which is OMA Convention, or Omaha Contest, or Omaha Convention, either way. It is going to be in March of 2020. The details will be posted on our Facebook page, Fort Crook IPMS. It will also be posted on our website, IPMS Fort Crook. Kind of like reverse on both of them. Just keep track of that, and let you know when the contest will be. Location will be the Electrical Brother, was it the Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Hall out in Millard. That's where it's planned to be at for next year. And then nationals. Now, as I stated earlier, Omaha 2021. We're in the running to host the IPMS USA Nationals Convention, which is, for those that haven't heard or known, it will be the world's largest model contest and hobby shop for a 4-day period. We're slated, if we get it, I think it's the last weekend of July. I'll have to take a look at that. And it will be posted too. We are in the running. We do have competition. Vegas is putting in a bid. But we are not going to know until the 10th of August. This year, the convention is in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And on the night of the 10th, they will announce who will host the 2021 Nationals. Next year is in San Marcos, Texas. And that's the way the Nationals work. It bounces between locations every year. And there's some debate going on whether we should keep it in one location or bounce it around like we've been doing lately, or what has been the standard for IPMS USA is bouncing around the regions. I think they need to keep it that way, because if you keep it in one location, eventually after time people will start burning out, because if we have an Omaha like 10 years straight and people start burning out because of the Site Museum, I went there. The Henry Durley Zoo, yeah, it's pretty cool, but I've been there. The Museum of Speed in Lincoln, I've been there too. People are going to start getting bored. So, and that's the way it normally works. But anyway, we're in the running for 2021. As I stated, if we get it, we'll make an announcement on Fort Crook IPMS Facebook page. I will also make an announcement in the comment section of OkamaCon. If we don't get it, I'll just shut my mouth. So, if you don't see anything on August 10th or August 11th, that means we didn't get it. That means I will be in mourning, because it would suck. Anyway, again, thank you, OkamaCon. We hope to see you next year. By the way, come on, Maulers. Come on out. Come on. Bring your stuff. Hopefully you get more than 14 people next year. More than 35 models next year. Come on. You can do it. Good night.